Welcome to the Bloomberg Law Bankruptcy Review. I'm Lee Pacchia, and I'm joined, as always, by Bloomberg News Editor-at-Large Bill Rochelle. Welcome, sir.
Good afternoon.
So we have three items to run through today, and let's start off by talking about Hooters. Hooters Casino and Hotel in Las Vegas filed a Chapter 11 petition. What's in there? What do you make of this case?
Well, what's interesting is, where did they file? Did they file like everybody else on earth in New York and Delaware? No. They filed right there in their hometown, Las Vegas, Nevada.
Which is a fair amount of work, I have to say.
They got some very good judges out there. That's one of the reasons, but it's not the only reason. Practically everybody files in, as I said, in New York or Delaware. So you ask the question, why not the casino from Nevada also file out here? Well, the answer is, it's the Nevada gaming regulators absolutely insist that any casino, if it wants to keep its license, has got to file bankruptcy in Nevada because they don't want to schlep to the other side of the country. And maybe they don't trust the bankruptcy judges on the other side of the world.
It also keeps a little work in your home jurisdiction.
It certainly does. It certainly does. So as a result, casinos file there. In fact, I guess it was about a year ago, there was a small casino, I believe in Reno, that tried to file in California. Well, they did file in California, but it didn't last long. The case got kicked over to Nevada. It just goes to show you that the only folks on earth who can make companies file where they ought to file are the Nevada gaming regulators. And so my hat is off to them.
Very interesting. We also have another new filing, this time in the Southern District of New York. It's a Dutch shipping company, I believe. It's called Seaarland. Bill, we were talking before about whether or not this case actually belongs in the United States. Where do you come down on this?
Well, that's exactly right. I mean, these two cases are, in the same category. The first one we talked about, the Hooters Casino, and now this shipping company. It's got, I think, big ocean-going vessels, big crude carriers and bulk carriers. And the company is based in the Netherlands. They were getting foreclosed, half of their vessels, by Crédit Agricole. And did they file somewhere in Europe? Nope. They came to the U.S. Bankruptcy Court in New York and filed Chapter 11 to stop the seizure of their vessels. This case is, to me, intensely interesting because it's going to tell us whether or not the bankruptcy court in New York and in Delaware is basically the bankruptcy court for the whole cotton-picking world. This could be very well a test case where Crédit Agricole goes in and say, no, wait just a cotton-picking minute. You Dutch ship owner, you don't have any significant connections with the United States, and so you can't go through bankruptcy there. This is going to be intensely interesting if it goes to the mat this way. It's possible that the case is going to settle beforehand. But I got to believe that if the bankruptcy judge in New York rules that it's perfectly okay for a foreign company like this to file in New York, then we have suddenly become the bankruptcy court for the world. And people from all over God's earth are going to flock to New York and Delaware and reorganize and basically thumb their noses at their home courts.
And we have a final real estate case to report today. It's a new filing. It came in this morning, and it had everyone all worked up. We thought that it was X, and it turns out to be Y. I guess it was called 785 Fifth Avenue, and I guess we have to change the name of the case at this point. Is that how we approach this?
The newsroom went berserk today.
And we thought this was a very important building.
785 Fifth Avenue is a co-op or a condo on the corner of 60th Street and Fifth Avenue. And
with a lot of VIPs in it.
Some of the most notable people on earth live there.
Right.
So we were going nuts. One of the most valuable hunks of real estate is in bankruptcy, for God's sake. How did this happen? How did this happen? When we were trying to figure out why it is that a co-op or a condo could go bankrupt. Well, this is sort of like Emily Latella from years ago. Never mind. Turns out it wasn't the journalist who made a mistake. It was the lawyer who made a mistake.
Oh, dear.
The address on the petition was not 785 Fifth Avenue. It was actually 785 8th Avenue. Big difference. So what we thought was a startling reorganization for a enormously valuable hunk of residential real estate turns out it's nothing like that at all. And I got to tell you, I'm just glad that this was not on my watch. I mean, everybody, if you practice law long enough, you make a boner or two.
Right.
But this was just a classic.
Well, I suppose everyone has good days and bad days, and if you're writing quickly, sometimes an 8 can look like a 5, and vice versa. I suppose happens to the best of us. Bill, thanks so much. If you'd like to learn more about the cases or issues we just discussed, go check out Bill's column and also our daily podcast. Both are on BloombergLaw.com and also on the Bloomberg Terminal. I'm Lee Pacchia. Thanks for watching.